Hey guys, I'm going to make a short video about the iiRcade store closing down. Last night at about 8 o'clock, kind of by happenstance, and it was a good thing. I read somewhere that the iiRcade had filed for bankruptcy a few days ago and they were going to be shutting down their store. Now, at the time, I only had about 10 games, 10 or 12 games on this system. I generally like to keep just a few games on the system because I like it to be like the arcade one-up machines and just have a few choices when you go to play something so you don't get overwhelmed. But I realized their store was closing down and anything that you would be able to purchase like you always have been since I got one a year or two ago, whenever it was no longer going to be available. So I did what I think a lot of other people did and got online and downloaded a lot of games to the system. Now, I didn't want to get too many, and this is probably way too many for me to have time to realistically play, but I got about 50 or 55 games on the system. I never got this system with the intention of downloading too many games because I really just liked the look of the Dragon's Lair cabinet, and it had Double Dragon on it. So the games that were on the system initially, had this never been an online system at all, I would have been fine with that because I like the systems just having a few choices like the arcade one-up games. But it is really disappointing, particularly I think for those who were kind of hoping this system would, and I assumed it would also, would last a long time and they would be adding new games slowly. They didn't, as far as I've read, add a lot of games to the system, at least maybe in the last year or so, and not as many as was originally thought. But I really enjoy this system. It doesn't bother me really at all, except that I hate for people's livelihoods to be ended, certainly. But it doesn't bother me at all that it won't be a system that you can download any new games for, because that kind of just keeps me with the games that I have on here. But it is disappointing for those, again, who are kind of expecting this to be more, and I try not to do it too much. I don't spend a lot of time online, but I went down a rabbit hole this morning and we're kind of reading about people's thoughts on iiRcade and the fact that this is, something that's now, I guess, more or less defunct. I turned off my Wi-Fi by trying to connect to my neighbor's Wi-Fi so that shouldn't be, as far as I know anyway, for iiRcade, if they were going to do something like this, I don't know, but to go in and kind of delete things from the store because they wouldn't be able to connect this to my machine. But anyway, that's basically my thoughts on the matter. I'm not someone who's in the know on this type of stuff, but again, I do understand that it's disappointing for those who were kind of hoping there would be new games coming out slower over the system. But the ones that I have left on here, and again, I went through and spent $100-something on some of these games that were discounted. These are going to be the ones that are on the system, and I'll probably just make a little favorites list from that of the ones that I'll play often. But anyway, guys, that's basically it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.